involved. 41 Swords.
Oh, Jeff Burton. Joe Nemechek gets in it towards the end.
Blaney sliding backwards. There's the contact with Burton.
Yeah, it looked like Blaney tried to come down, thought he had that slot open, and Jeff Burton was trying to fill that spot on the bottom of the racetrack, and they got together.
Gun on the 22 jumped to the outside to take advantage of it.
That's very reminiscent of what happened here.
Oh, around goes Hamlin. And right in front of Boyer, and into the wall hard goes McMurray and Jeff Gordon.
Not again. Jeff's car is destroyed.
Turn 2. Now these cars battling for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Clay Young, the car number 5. At 29 is Bob Keselowski. Now coming out of turn 2, they touch, and Young's Pontiac begins to spin. Keselowski and Venturini make it by, but watch behind as Young, Craig Rubright, a rookie driver, will T-bone Clay Young in the left side of the car. They spin around, and let's take a look from a different angle, Ned.
Well, of course, he slides back out in front of Rubright, but, Jerry, there is room on the high side of that racetrack, but being a rookie, he didn't really know what to do, and he drove right into him a hard lick. And then, of course, behind them, some of the cars start coming in there, nowhere to go. They start jockeying for position. There is, in the blue and white car, is Clifford Allison getting hit, and the car 04 of Mike Wallace up on the outside.
Junior got underneath Eric McLaurin at 24 car. Whoa, wow. Big crash.
There was great side-by-side racing. Here, Bobby Jackson, number 71, and Raymond are fender to fender. Walt Boland's tire went down, causing a turn 2 spin, but the 7th caution was the most serious. Buddy Boy spins in turn 1, and Bernie Robidart, driving relief for Ronnie Bates, slides up the track and head-on into the wall. He was released from the track hospital later.
See again what may have happened up in turn 4 a minute ago. A couple of cars, the 51 involved, that is Dave Simcoe. You mentioned Thompson's car is showing there in the flames, Ned.
Yes, if the flame erupts and then it puts itself out as it slides down off the track, and then there's a car sliding through the grass down on the inside.
That appears to be the car number 20 of Keith Wade, the red car that slid to the inside. There's a 62. Mark Thompson from Cartersville, Georgia, driving Henley Gray's Oldsmobile.
Less than 20 laps to go. Car zero spinning wildly off the second corner. That's Scott Stovall from Fort Wayne. You can see he's also made contact with the wall as the front end of that car is badly damaged. So Scott Stovall will bring out caution period number 6. Rick Wilson could be a real factor before it's over. Trouble up in turn number 3. One car sliding across the track is tagged by a second automobile. A major wreck here just at the start. In the very first lap, one car totally out of control, slamming head-on into the barrier. He went almost over the top of it. Car number 45. The 45 car of John McFadden out of Forest City, North Carolina, at about 80 or 90 miles an hour, slammed into the wall after car number 37, coming through the corner, slid. His driver tried to pick it up and was tagged by the 45.
Down goes Todd Gilliland. Cody Ware.
Big
a
hit.
Vicious hit to the inside wall with the left front.
Trying to take over second for Kyle Busch. It's the 6 of Colin Brown that got turned around and hard into the inside wall.
Was straight into that inside wall. You can see how slow Cook is off the turn. Colin gets right up on the back of Terry Cook, hits him, and then bam! Brian Scott hits Brown in the back and sends him to the inside wall.
Just straight. Look at that safer barrier. Thank goodness for that safer barrier on the inside wall on the back stretch.
Gals construction on the side of Kerry Teague's car. There we got a crash up in turn 3.
That's Breback, isn't it?
And it's right in front of the leader, but the leader slows down as Breback gets down out of the way.
Boy, he's hurt that car badly. I hope he's okay. Breback started second. He was on the outside of the front row when we began this event.
Breback was spinning and hitting the wall.
Here it is.
Oh, hard contact on the left front, and then he hit the left rear.
Comes down, and I tell you, these guys have been so fortunate today as they come across the racetrack after spinning and hitting the wall that no one has collected them as they came down.
Had a well-known racetrack promoter. They grew up on the modified cars. He is making... Oh, we've got a spin to the main straightaway. Ken Reagan, the comeback effort today, crashed into. It's Bobby Penrod, nailing him in the back end. Penrod is smashed all the way around. Lee Raymond, the leader, just barely getting by. Track is under caution. Ken Reagan, who suffered a broken neck the last race he was in, the first of the drivers involved in the incident. Number 1, he took some abuse. Now the safety crew out for Bob Penrod. Apparently the worst hurt of the 3 that have crashed in the main straightaway here in the Jiffy Lube 300. Penrod ramming into the Reagan car and in turn being rammed by the Venturini car. And there you see Lee Raymond, right side, badly torn up on car number 1, the leader. He's really on the ropes, waiting out the caution. If he pits, he'll lose the race. He's just trying to stay out there and go around, but he has a flat right front tire.
Rubber tires protecting the end of the pit wall.
Richmond up against the wall.
Richmond up against the wall, car number 99. The car of Dave Marcus goes upside down. Remember, these are over 3,000-pound vehicles that you're seeing tossing themselves in the air here.
Begins to spin in car number 99. Richmond, who was rookie of the year at Indianapolis. There he goes.
And he started to spin. It looks like he might have hit oil, or oil went onto his rear wheels because it wasn't in a regular place for him to spin. Very difficult to hit a bump or anything else. Look at the work being done here by Dave Marcus. Really working the steering wheel. The car is now, as we call it, an opposite lock, and there we lose our picture because obviously tremendous amount of action inside that car.
A Perry Tripp comes off the corner, spins, and the car's still going. Oh, and he gets hit by Doug Reed. Oh my goodness, almost all the cars made it. Now Jeff Jones in the 8's going to spin, but so far he hasn't hit anything. Put it in gear, Jeff. Drive, put it the one on the right, hit it, and go.
That's the 8 car. Other traffic now coming by. Debris all over the backstretch, and there's the Doug Reed car, the Med Partners. And there's Bobby Bowser going by.
Is getting around him. Bad. It's car number 62, and a savage crash just beyond it. 4 cars, and 1 car going side over side. After the spin, still trying to gain control, we've had another serious crash at the turn 3 and 4 area. Roger Blackstock was the first in trouble. They've tagged the wall. There's the number 42 car. Roger Blackstock rolling over after he hit the wall at the end of pit road.
The 43 car, I think, of Terry Pearson, I believe is the one that got a little bit out of shape, but he come across the infield, pile inside him. They hit him before he hit the wall.
Let's take a look at replay right here and see if we can spot the situation. There's that car flipping after it hit the end of the wall.
Look at Suarez. He's to the outside of Crafton.
Daniel Suarez for the lead. Can he get around Matt Crafton?
And which way will Christopher Bell go?
Big crash. Heavy hit for Crafton. Caution is out. Suarez and Crafton both battling for the lead, and they are torn up. Wow. That was a big hit for Matt Crafton.
We saw Matt wiggle a little bit on that restart. Spun the tires, it looked like just a little bit. That allowed Suarez to jump up to the outside.
That was quite a hit.
Yeah.
You could see Matt.
He's certainly stunned right now. Good to see him moving around. A big hit for Suarez as well.
Early on, out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tim Steele has zoomed away to take the lead. And we are in the early lap. 6 of 204 are complete. As caution on the speedway, heavy impact. Car number 80 and one car tumbling end over end out of turn 4 as contact continues.
That's John Gill, the 80 car, I guess.
And the 24 looks to be one car, Mickey Hudspeth.
On the outside in car number 94, there's the red car.
Hudspeth loses control, goes up the racetrack, hits the wall. Oh, and then it's the 24 car that tumbled over.
Yeah, Hudspeth tumbles. He gets tagged from behind by the 80 car. That is John Gill. 80 comes across. He gets hit from the side by Whittemore. Whittemore is tagged from behind. And here is Billy Thomas, a 22 car involved. And then cars began to slip and slide and beat and bang on both the inside and outside concrete wall.
He tries to drive under those two cars and gets back end out, comes along. The roof flaps do come up, keeps the car on the ground, and bam! He slams in the inside wall. Now the car's going to turn about 90 degrees, backs in the fence, and it will start. The rear tire comes off, knocks the rear tire off. He gets under the car, kind of wants to flip the car over. It does flip it over. Now here will come Del McCower in the 0 and
right side of your screen.
It slide into that car. Wow.
Coward's car number 0 hitting the car from underneath.
Never lifted. And look at Bourdais. Oh, there it goes. And Pruitt takes a hard shot into the wall.
So does Hamilton.
Racing to the flag. Gets together right about here with Sebastian Bourdais.
Just not enough racetrack there.
And Pruitt is set. Look, he's steering hard to the right. Can't regain control and just past the end of the safer barrier.
Just past it.
He takes the hardest shot as Hamilton also goes into the wall.
Around at the end.
Into the wall in turn 3.
It's Rick Crawford right there.
Golly. And
the whole front end off of that, number 14.
A couple more trucks on the back.
Tina Gordon.
That's a bad crash.
13. Yeah. So our first caution comes out at lap 45. Rick Crawford sliding into the infield.
His throttle's hung.
Throttle's hung.
You see Tina Gordon's 13 right there, loaded on the hauler. But the other truck that was involved was the 21 of Hank Parker Jr. Now, we've seen Rick Crawford and Tina Gordon get out of their trucks. We've seen Hank Parker Jr. get out of his truck, but they're still attesting to Hank Parker Jr. right now.
He got out and laid down, so I think we're going to go red here so that they can attend to Hank.
Let's look back at how this all happened.
Up off turn 2, you'll see Tina Gordon get sideways exiting the corner. Does a nice job of not spinning out, but just can't ever control the truck, Phil.
Never can catch up to it. Now she's got the brakes locked up to try to stop that truck, but she stops in the middle of the racetrack. There comes Rick Crawford right behind Dennis Setzer on the 46 truck. Could not see her, never saw her. Clipped her, turned her in front of Hank Parker Jr., who made severe contact on the inside, and it kind of slid down.
When Curtis Turner flipped that Chevelle at Atlanta, a lot of folks who were there say it's the worst accident they ever saw.
No, I was there, and the car was just torn to smithers.
And Curtis never got a scratch.
Over in turn 2.
And Loy Allen goes to the bottom of the racetrack. 2 and 3 cars get involved. Ken Allen is involved. Horton goes very high. Oh my goodness, that's heavy contact, heavy impact out of turn 2. One car spinning and 2 or 3 trying to stop that. It was just almost full speed impact.
And you can see him sliding along on the top, and then it's going to try to right itself, and here will come another car. There it rights itself, and another car comes along, as Jerry said, hits him underneath the car.
That was Ed Dixon, the 12 car that came along and ran under the 52 car of Horton.
You just got to be thankful that Horton's car had turned back over before the car number 12 came along.
Crash and fire on the racetrack.
And Spencer sideways, and Steve Grissom trying to dodge Spencer. Just all of a sudden, boom, and look at the car go up in the air. That's the Mike Skinner car.
Yep.
Mike Skinner and Steve Grissom tried to dodge Skinner. The 23 car of Spencer. And look, there's the gas tank.
Yes.
Hang on a second, I'll show you this gas tank, folks, as it goes across the racetrack. Right up there is the gas tank.
And it makes contact, it impacts the wall and then splits open, and the fire begins.
My rookie year, punctured a tire, sent the car hard into the wall, and I ended up with a broken leg, fractured clavicle, just numerous injuries.
He is out of the car on the stretcher. He is conscious, and they are going to load him into the ambulance.
Lee Raymond was one of those involved, but that was not the car that turned over in the fourth turn. We will stand by.
Okay, here is Raymond up against the outside wall and comes down across the racetrack in front of the traffic. I don't know if he had a flat tire or what, and then the other car hits him and hits those big tractor tires at the end, and the car goes spiraling over down to the inside of the pit wall.
And we'll take a look at it from one more angle.
Pit wall.
There you can see Lee Raymond, who is being assisted out of the car. And we now confirm that the car that was involved and became airborne and overturned was the number 50 machine driven by Don Marmer, and the rescue effort there continues.
Then Harry Mann is in sixth. Trouble in the back straightaway.
Wow.
Car number 42 has crashed in the back straightaway. That is Terry Schoonover's car out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida. The 03 has socked the wall going into turn number 3. Fifth caution today at lap 128. He spun going down the back straightaway. And car number 8, there's Bobby Hillen, the Texas driver, in bad trouble from this skirmish. Hillen's number 8 coming in. Crew Chief Jake Elder waiting on that car, and I would say that looks terminal.
Yes, it does.
From replay, so what happened here? There's the number 42. He socked the outside wall already, and here he comes. They've rebuilt that dirt barrier, and he really gives it a thump. Car number 42.
Turn 1 and 2.
We have a car on fire after having hit the wall in turn number 1. Brad Adcox. Car at the bottom of the racetrack. Still a little bit of fire seen from underneath the car, but mostly smoke from the Grant Adcox car. This brings out our fourth caution period of the afternoon. Slow and go by the scene of the accident. We'll replay it and get just the tail end of Grant Adcox sliding down the banking after touching the wall.
Well, he's not touched the wall. He's hit it awfully hard with the right front. And it appears as though he's knocked an oil line or something, because there is some oil spewing on the exhaust system on the car. That's where the fire is coming from. That quickly extinguishes when the car is stopped.
Pretty good one at that. Oh, no doubt about it. You know, when those cars go by, doesn't it make a or stand up?
Smoker right there trying to get the number off that car. Oh, and we got a problem. 2-3 cars spinning down the back straightaway. We're going to go yellow right away. See if we can figure out who it was involved in that incident. Steele, Barrett, and Finley all coming across the line. Can't tell with the lighting. Oh, there's the 72 car.
Chad Coleman.
Yeah, out of Greenville, South Carolina. Coleman heavily damaged.
Yeah, you saw it, Ralph. It looked like a car that was blowing a little smoke. Must have been oil on the racetrack. It looks like a few guys got in it.
Jim Lammer,
48 car. He's involved. There's a red car on the inside. I can't quite tell who it is.
The 17 was the one that started smoking. That was Mike Cicchetti. Yeah, let's take a look at the replays here now. Cicchetti's car was the one I spotted smoking first. And we'll see if we can pick him up and where everybody else. I think Cicchetti's in front of this. Yeah, see, they're all dodging.
They're all dodging. Yeah, and you can. He had what is that? The 30 car. That's Rick Shepard. He had some oil. Rick Shepard's the first one to get in. That's Chad Coleman there. He had already hit the wall on the right side. That's why you see sparks flying from underneath. He's just spinning around. The roof flap comes up like it's supposed to try to slow the car down, and pieces are flying. That looks like the 42 car.
And the 21 of Bob Strait just sneaking through there.
Yeah, Tim Bainey was. I don't know if he got involved in it.